Marisol settling nicely? Well, I assume so. I'm actually a little scared to ask. She's like a character from the Zane and Buddy serials come to life. I mean, the end point? Tell me that don't just scream lead ne'er-do-well in a suspenseful two-parter. Maybe don't tell her I said that, though.
Notifying chamber devices. Maintaining your
Victor, you know the commander. Just say when.
Side of a freighter. Hey, got a distraction for you.
Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies.
Commencing related activities.
Confrontational state. Engaging combat protocols. Health benefits available at your request.
Protectorate possesses the advanced
Get the water and I'll...
refresher Gould, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies.
Selective cognitive compliance
Guns
is a
cocked
key
and
part of our
loaded. Just give the
perfect
signal.
society. When we comply together, we thrive.
Dispensing light.
Check enemy light just turned on.
Envy our prosperity.
The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases
You can't fight contentment. Contact re-established.
The console provides the system of life.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
In chase. Remain vigilant. Sustain the system.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject
Restoring
to the
the
most
balance.
exalted vigilant. All fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together. Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mentally...
Come right in, and be refreshed.
It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Preserve sustain the system.
Are you ready to realign with the paradigm? To shed all manner of imperfect thoughts?
All it takes is some light instruction, a restorative cocktail,
And a quick dip into the lathe of particularity to abrade your imperfections.
I'm Head Refresher Gould, and I guarantee when you exit our doors,
You'll be a productive member of our perfect society again. Soon you'll say,
goodbye, imperfect thoughts, hello, contentment.
Be advised, you have inhaled aerosolized chemicals with possible psychotropic properties. Please refrain from operating heavy machinery.
mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia. Placid waters
Wellnetarian.
Greetings, subject. Or should I say, fresh to be.
Is personally overseen.
Welcome to the Wellnetarium. You're not on my schedule. A walk-in then. Wonderful. Once you're properly evaluated, we'll have you well on your way to refreshment.
Right. That's why we're here. Got some thoughts we need rinsed. I mean, washed. Deloused.
Oh, you appear to have questions. A telltale sign of needing refreshment. Head Refresher Gould says mental refreshment increases tractability, stifles undue agitatement, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry. I've undergone the procedure myself, several times they say, and look at me now, never more content. Placid Waters Wellnetarium is the primary mental refreshment facility on Praetor. We are tasked with ensuring local subjects are serene, untroubled, and operating at peak efficacy.
It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Right as rain, neighbor, right as rain. And soon you'll be just like me. Oh, I hadn't noticed you sauntering. But of course I will readily admit you. It is the duty of every subject to submit for a quick mental tune-up whenever we experience imperfect thoughts or lack a little zeal. Our intake evaluation automech here simply needs to ask you a few questions to amply delineate your phreноmetric matrix. A baseline understanding of your character and background will assist our facilitators in determining the ideal regimen necessary to abrade any perceived personality irregularities.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process.
Yes, as it is an unthinking automaton, capable of mindlessly parroting pre-programmed responses. None authorized to you. Not until completion. Now there. No need to fear evaluation. It's just a few brief fleeting questions, all perfectly harmless, I assure you. Simply step over to my automechanical colleague to my left, / your right, and it will begin your assessment.
Placid Waters Wellnetarium, here on Praetor, is uniquely special.
It is personally overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top cognitive devisor responsible for...
Greeting, subject unscheduled. Welcome to Placid Waters Wellnetarium. Evaluation commencing. Subjects are required to respond 100% accurately to all queries. Bespoke prescribed regimens may produce untoward ramifications if baseline data is greater than minutely erroneous. Query 1. Concisely characterize your personal perspective. Incorrect. The accepted answer is, I fulfill my duty to the Sovereign as a loyal Protectorate subject by operating at peak efficacy, without error, perpetually. Each a vital cog. Query 2. Rate your present level of zealous efficaciousness on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the highest, 3 being a traitor, 1 being dead.
The console provides, the system abides.
Incorrect. The degree of zealous efficaciousness expected of a dutiful and true subject of the Protectorate is beyond measure. Query 3. Do you ever fall prey to imperfect thoughts, including, but not limited to, doubt, disbelief, uncertainty, curiosity, recalcitrance, and mischief?
Unthinking compliance lets the paradigm run with flawless efficiency. Unthinking is essential.
Unacceptable. A perfect society demands perfect thoughts. Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry. Final query. How would your neighbors describe you?
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, placid waters...
Unsatisfactory response. The appropriate reply was, they never questioned, never doubted. Their zeal never lagged. Formulating conclusion. Phrenometric matrix delineated. Subject evaluation score total 200 out of 200. The acceptable amount for a true and dutiful protectorate subject is 0. In conclusion, you are in dire need of mental refreshment. Now, proceed to the nearby pneumatic tube to collect your complimentary unitard and lift pass. Next, proceed one floor down, where you will be directed further. Your realignment with the paradigm begins now.
It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency.
Haven't had an imperfect thought in... I can't recall how long.
Mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process
Pondering begets disharmony.
undue agitation, stymies untorn inclination, and refashions the mind into a thing of...
Can't stop picturing Sam going through this exact process.
Greetings, new person. You have a look of query about you. Hello. My name is Abigail, and I am realigned with the paradigm. Head Refresher Gould says his recorded lectures are key to thinking approved thoughts. He tells us what to think and what thoughts are unsanctioned. It's also very helpful. That, a restorative cocktail of pharmaceuticals, and a quick dip into the lathe of particularity device can abrade all imperfections. Why, it's right outside Head Refresher Gould's office. He'll schedule you an appointment. Only internally, I'm afraid. You should speak to Refreshment Facilitator Tilden in the lecture hall. Just follow the signs to the lecture hall. Pondering begets disharmony. To deliberate is to court ruin. Notions are a gateway to mayhem, bedlam, turmoil, and vexation. Thinking never made anybody happy. I once possessed a failing of character where I would voice simple statements in a way that sounded like a question? Drat! There, did it again. Anyhow, I was reported for it? It is the duty of all Protectorate subjects to regularly converse with our neighbors, so we may determine if their zeal has wavered. I am newly full of zeal, free of imperfect thoughts. My mind is a thing of symmetry. My phrenometric peaks are all abraded. I only experience approved emotions. Doubt and worry are notably unsanctioned. A perfect society demands perfect thoughts, after all. Refreshment is inevitable. You can't fight contentment.
Must be. You still retain that look of inquiry and deliberation. I'm Waylon. No, I'm newly full of zeal. That is, I hope the process took this time. They say my phrenometric peaks are resistant to abradement, but still, they try. A facilitator said that I'd been here thrice, but I only remember once or twice. The original version's about being a good protectorate subject and turning in your neighbor if they lack zeal or think thoughts and such. In my case, my daughter reported me. Of course, we're all supposed to watch each other close, to keep the paradigm on track and abiding. First thing you do when you're back is thank the person who did it. I couldn't leave. Not yet. Haven't completed my regimen. My phrenometric peaks are still jutting all over the place, they say. May you realign with the paradigm.
Medicament dispensement has concluded for today. Please proceed to the lecture hall to request an exception. Medicament dispensement has concluded for today. Please proceed to the lecture hall to request an exception. The kitchen pantry is presently off limits due to anomalous structural tampering.
Settle down, everyone. Lecture's playing. Prepare to be edified.
For today's topic, we'll touch on why our program is so very important. Ignorant, misguided outsiders may wonder, why does the Protectorate need mental refreshment? Doesn't it inhibit personal freedom? Yet this freedom they celebrate is a yawning chaos, and their choice is an invitation to failure, loss, and anarchy. It is a sad fact that all human beings require direction. As my good friend the Consul would say, at its base, humanity unguided is cravenly, inept, and slothful. We of the Protectorate are not, because we do not allow ourselves to be. The paradigm charts our course, gives us purpose. The Consul is the firm hand that guides us. Mental refreshment keeps us on task, free from doubt, efficient, Perfect. And thus we enjoy amity, luxury, and resplendence. The system provides, the system abides.
Oh, that was a load of crap.
Aw, a new face. Well, I'd welcome you to the Wellnetarium, but the designated subject greeter ought to have attended to that by now. Admitting you question is the first step in your recovery. But worry not. Soon enough, with our help and a little work, you'll never question again. Questions are an unmistakable sign of worry, disquietment, and worst yet, rumination. Once the mind is a thing of symmetry, vexatious agitatements simply waft away. As every loyal and dutiful Protectorate subject knows, thinking is best left to our betters. You've missed the daily medicament dispensement, if that's what you mean, but you should take that up with the medicament dispensement automech directly. The medicament dispensement automech automechanically dispenses medicaments. 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 I see you found the lecture as edifying as all the others here. Good, good. Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of the prescribed curative regimen. Head Refresher Gould provides us with daily lectures in audio cartridge form to steer group thinking. As they say, to think together is to together thrive. Upstairs in the audiovisual aids office, of course. Though that area is off limits to all subjects not a part of facility staff or security. How very interesting. Here, take my pass then. It grants access to all mid-privilege priority areas. You must mean the lathe of particularity. One assumes you haven't had a session with Head Refresher Gould yet. You'll soon learn all about it firsthand. You'll feel ever so much better once your phreноmetric peaks have been abraded.
Violence deferred.
It's just like Zeb said. Mental refreshment really takes the meddling right out of folks. Makes them docile.
Greeting, unscheduled walk-in. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, how mentally refreshed are you feeling today? Noting dire self-diagnosis and ably displaying concern. My word. Inform the nearest refreshment facilitator without delay to book you a session in the Lathe of Particularity today. Medicament dispensement has concluded for the day. Response. Medicaments are stored in medicament storage, the office in which this unit presently operates. Yet, it is strictly off-limits to all non-refreshment facilitator personnel. Farewell statement. May refreshment soon render you free from doubt. A vital cog once more.
We serve.
Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of your prescribed curative regime. Think only prescribed thoughts, and no bliss and plenty. Only the Protectorate possesses the technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
Mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia. Placid Waters Wellnetarium, here on Prater, is uniquely special.
It is personally overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top cognitive advisor responsible for refreshing than ever.
Subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for me.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Just say when. Eyes up. Hostiles.
the wall looks so soft all of.
Oh, do I detect a whiff of repriority gas? You know, I suddenly feel a mite more pliable somehow. Surely nothing to question. I thought no one was due for peak abradement for hours. I should have your chart. Wait. Ha, you're not a protectorate subject at all. You have the telltale look of wonder and introspection.
Frequent exposure to reprioritin gas may result in increases in tolerance and gullibility.
Well, this is normally where you'd say something. Listen to this one. You're a hoot. Oh dear, I seem to be a little unstable at the moment. But never fear, I have intellect to spare. Don't believe me? I can prove it. Even in a state such as this, I am more than able to apply my argumentative skills against the inferior minds and bankrupt philosophies of our rivals. To what end are you here? Tell me truly, speak plainly. You know, I'm beginning to have an inkling about your purpose here, and whose employ you're under. A proposal. Adequately debate me on the merits and failings of each group's ideology, and I'll provide you what you're here for. I believe in the strength of our ideals. I'm quite certain I'll win you over. What's more, our colloquy promises to be vastly more diverting than my usual day-to-day blather. But if I'm wrong, what would Auntie's Choice or the Order or, my word, you're not a scrapper? Well, none of them will know what to do with our advanced know-how. There's a good sport. Do try to keep up. So, what of the Order, our former allies, those cursed overthinkers, doomed to lives free of luxury, toiling away in ceaseless cogitation? What say you of them? They're obsessed with tomorrow. Why even worry about the future anyway? The paradigm maps out our path, so we don't need to be concerned about what comes next. What say you about Auntie's Choice, then? Tell me, is there any value in the vapid emptiness of those corporate consumerists? Yes, I've seen the craters left in their wake. They're quite capable as far as looting and destruction go. I'm not sure I perceive the merit in that, though. In the Protectorate, we have the best of everything. Food, technology, a sense of belonging, freedom from doubt, worry, hard work. No, the others simply cannot compare. People are unproductively prone to unhappiness. We remove this self-sabotaging flaw so they can fully appreciate the ample bounty we provide, free of doubt and worry. No, I haven't. And that seems a rather facile argument to make about a society that utilizes automechs to handle daily chores and labor. A low-hanging fruit, as it were. Well, admit I assumed this conversation would be more engaging. Did you have any final points you'd like to make? As a, last chance to distinguish yourself?
That was the final point you wanted to make? Rather a null effort, I'd say. All right, fair enough. In that little battle of wits, one of us proved severely outmatched, and I'm not sure you're completely aware of which of us I'm referring to. I am deeply disappointed by your lack of intellectual prowess, though ultimately I'm not wholly surprised. Suppose that leaves one last thing.
Sequencing attack.
Don't forget, your unthinking compliance lets... Run with flawless efficiency. Unthinking is essential. Unthink today. Unthink tomorrow. Unthink forever.
Wait. I was led to believe my case required minimal treatment. But that last session, that was far more intensive. Strong observation, Your Sublime Radiance. We set the lathe to the maximal abradement setting, per instructions. Maximal? Who authorized you to use that setting? I demand the name of my betrayer! Subject is exhibiting increased agitation upon exiting the lathe, consistent with extreme cases. Further abradement recommended. Who are you speaking to? Are you recording this? Enough of this farce! Release me at once!
Subject lacking the appropriate... Their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment.
Over here! Three hole in the head!
Maintaining perfection!
detected.
On your command.
Emergency protocols ready.
Hostile.
Ah, you've gained privileged access somehow. Our superiors must have arranged it.
medicament dispensement has concluded for today. Please proceed to the lecture hall to request an acceptance.
The paradigm ordains, the system sustains.
On your toe.
Don't hurt him, please. The Sovereign isn't at his best right now. You're not here to harm him, are you? If so, I must warn you, I will defend the Sovereign to the fullest extent of my meager abilities. Yes, it is. Our beneficent, infallible ruler, the Sovereign Henry Aloysius Varric, son of the first Sovereign, Reuben Varric. You'll have to forgive him right now. As I said, he is not his best today. We've been here since it was determined that the Sovereign, long distraught over the loss of his family, was in need of mental refreshment. Since then, he has been receiving dedicated treatment from Head Refresher Gould himself. Well, after his first session, the Sovereign was notably upset, launched into hysteric fits of paranoid ranting, absurd nonsense about how the Consul had betrayed him and seized power. For his own good, he had to be gently but firmly restrained. That all stopped after his next dip into the lathe, thank law. He's remained quite peaceful since. I'm certain he'll be back to his old self in no time. Preposterous! The Consul and all the Vigilant are above reproach. No subject of the Protectorate would ever harm, or knowingly allow harm to befall our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign, or consider such a thing. To even think such a thought is unthinkable. This stately form before you is the direct descendant of the matriarch herself. All we have, all any of us have, stems directly from the works of his family line. I will stay true to him and the Protectorate to the end. We all will. The Sovereign is receiving the finest possible care, as he has every day of his life. Treatment outside the Protectorate is barbaric by comparison. Our system is perfect. Just leave us be. Go. Please, just leave us. Just leave.
We're off to be refreshed. So nice to be refreshed.
Live, love, laugh, purchase, and consume with Auntie's Choice.
I see you're back from the Protectorate's little mind manipulation spa. All their secrets in hand, yes?
Our team at Proprietary Insight Acquisition has been salivating over the potential commercial applications of that process. Well, got what we needed. Sometimes a body count can't be helped.
Better in the ground than in our enemy's employ. Nice work, my ameliorator.
Now, I assume you won't mind we have a few questions about the process. Our people will extract details about the pharmacology and methodology. That will all no doubt prove useful, but we're most interested in the technology and its results. Can't say I like the sound of that. Seems like they'd be difficult to market to.
How truly unfortunate. Those without desire or drive make terrible customers. They can barely even be considered consumers at all.
What else can you tell us about the place? Turn up any additional details? Anything especially marketable? But still, they keep on marketing it as virtually foolproof, don't they? So much for their vaunted moral high ground, and so much for us exploiting that piece of technology. That's certainly interesting. Intriguing, even. What else? Oh, good to know, good to know. Excellent. Well, here's your reward, along with something extra for your effort. Too bad about the lead scientist. Converting him would have earned you an above-average payout. All right, for your next assignment, well, it's something of an organizational priority.
Congratulations! Your storied success has earned you a whole entire minute with our illustrious leader, Auntie Cleo!
So your preliminary chores are complete. Oh, finally, a contractor with a little backbone. Normally they flee or expire, leaving the work woefully incomplete. Ah, I remember you from before. Fairfield, yes? Tell me, as an outside agent, do you have any quandaries working with our organization? We do tend to forge ahead, yes. Free enterprise moves freely. So many ways to grease the wheels. Do hope you'll forgive these two. They're competing for a rather significant promotion, you see. It tends to make employees fractious, like young ursopods cooped up in the den. So, you've been advancing a fairly radical idea with a group that, to date, we've considered our rivals. Certain communications have even been exchanged between our ship and the Order's headquarters. You've spoken to the delegates, yes? A cessation of hostilities could present any number of potentially profitable options, assuming we could work out favorable terms. Oh, my security team would never allow it, but a call like this over a secure line should be an acceptable alternative. Of course, Ruth would also need to agree. Perhaps if you were to perform a few useful errands for the Order, you might earn a meeting with her to propose the same. Have Ruth reach out when she's ready to talk, and I'll set up a call on a secure line next door.
Greetings! How has the data collection fared? That's hardly surprising, considering the station's predilection for gossip. So long as you provide us the information, we can parse through it and decide fact from fiction. Are you prepared to present what you have learned? Finally, a breakthrough! Let's hear it. How did the ACS free market meet its end? So the backstabbing nature of Auntie's choice is hampering even the most basic of command chains. Good to know. Aside from the crash, what occurred in the ship's final moments? An incompetent captain and an incompetent crew. Tisk tisk. Last question. Were there any contributing factors to the crash? Anything that might recontextualize what actually happened? failing to recognize ability? Seems Auntie's choice is forgetting where upward enters into the phrase upward mobility. Thanks to you, my report is complete. Here, something for your considerable help. Auntie's choice seems to be inundated with its own problems, technical and personnel alike. We should have ample opportunity to use this for propaganda purposes. I am. If Free Market Station survives the war, this will be a very important historical account. But if the Order fails in Arcadia, none of that will matter. I'm just making the most of what you gave me. I'm glad we're of like minds. I'll be sure to notify my friends in the Order that you can be trusted. Now I need to get this report to my superiors. Thanks again.
Reminder, domesticated raptidons are not pets. Please do not approach, feed, or scratch behind their venomous jaw frills.
Looks like we're about to have company of the unwanted kind. You've 5 seconds to make plain your intent before I let my boys here pitch some swill at you. 4. 3. 2. Last chance.
Take care of him, Commander.
there's a new face. Any chance you've brung news from the commander? Can't restart the dig without his permission. And the clock's ticking on my getting that early completion bonus. That's what it was? We stopped digging because we'd been picking up strange readings and vibrations from the far side. Should've known it was Protectorate. Wait, that means they already dug half the tunnel for me. That bonus is still in reach. That don't change me needing to get the commander's go-ahead to restart the digging. What say you run yourself back to the base and get me the okay? Just down the road. Can't miss it.
I assume you've got something important to discuss, or a report to give. I don't have time to waste on idle jawing. That is by far the best news I've heard all day. If you were one of mine, I'd give you a promotion for speeding along my departure from this sad lump of rock they call a moon. I'll send orders to have them finish the tunnel immediately.
Mighty glad that's over and done with. Just need to finish reinforcing the tunnel, and I can collect a big fat bit cartridge.
Come back. Over here. Free home.
Dispensing lifesaver.
Ready to waste them on your command. Let me know when you need a distraction.
Hey, got a distraction for you. You lot couldn't hit the broadside of a freighter.
Engaging hostile platforms.
Incoming mortar fire. Agents are advised to duck and cover.
By law, you've done it! I cannot lie. My math placed the odds of your survival at 0.00343%, but your reputation indicates that you reliably beat the odds. So why am I surprised? Unfortunately, I am limited in forms of compensation. However, I've refined the schematics so they may be constructed with your own rudimentary tools. I trust that you will find wonderful methods of deployment that will manipulate every equation to your favor.
Commander, I'm glad you're just as keen on aligning with Auntie as I am. It's the right choice. What you see is what you get. I suspect the Order would have given you the runaround on a deal. They're nice enough folk, reasonable or like, but they ain't equipped to rule. You saw how they could barely manage a refugee camp, let alone hold the archive. Sure, the folk here don't seem to trust Auntie's choice, but give it time. They'll see the difference between freedom and complete domination soon enough. Just as Tausetti did. Would it really? She's a natural leader, decisive. She ain't gonna consult an abacus, 12 charts, and 3 hangers-on before making a move. Listen, normally I'd take issue with one person playing Kingmaker. That is to say, you, and especially the Earth Directorate. But time's too short, and the stakes are too high for tribalism. There'll be enough time for that later. For now, we need to ally with someone who can defeat the Protectorate and close the rifts. So whatever you decide, I'll support you. We should move on, unless you've got something for me?
I'm all for giving folks a chance, but occultists, Commander? Really? Skills like a willingness to launch yourself into a rift, you mean? Yeah, very useful. Leaving all else aside, the problem is that we don't know this woman, and she's not giving us much cause to trust her. In fact, I say it's just the opposite. All right, Commander, I'll play nice, but only because you asked. Anyway, need something, Commander?
I'm certain as soon as I talk to Severin, I'll be able to figure this all out. No matter how I turn this over in my mind, I find no answers. Perhaps their faith failed them, and they succumbed to greed, sold us out for some measly bits. I can't, but I'm fairly confident he wouldn't. If he did, he'll die like the rest of them. Then I'd truly be at a loss, with no idea how to get back in the Dawn's good graces. If we're so deeply infiltrated, I'm certain our leader will have gone to ground.
Lovely day for a coup, dear. The only surprise about the Protectorate's consul usurping the Sovereign's authority is it did not happen sooner. May all our travails add to the equation.